Well, July 5th, 2024. First videotapes of the day. Too hot to videotape earlier. What's that you say? Smart drugs. A real smart drugs coming. Well, in certain realities, there's lots of stuff coming. Picture of an angel reaching down to help some guy who was drowning in water, to give him a hand up. Jehovah said he'd do it. He created smart drugs so everybody can make $20 an hour. Well, there's reality that Jehovah does stuff for people. Not these born again realities. Doing too much for anybody in these realities. But he's a cool dude. He does stuff for people some of the time. And the better realities. There's a lot of realities to keep track of. Marvel and DC know this. They got to keep track of all those other realities. So it's an actual factual thing. But decided to let the Yale, Harvard, Princeton types, the types who do that stuff, have a breakthrough and make some smart drugs and to give people a permanent IQ increase. That they can hold jobs and don't have to be on disability and don't have to lift and push 50-pound packs and pull and push 400-pound things that carry a whole bunch of 50-pound packs. No one really likes doing those jobs too much. If you think you got the brain power to get around it. As you'll discover, he lets humans do all the glory work. Because that's what humans are there for. To do all his glory work. Yep. All sorts of things, and they do all sorts of stuff through my Wi-Fi. All the stuff I downloaded them because they could make a living. I got an IQ test coming that Gary here couldn't pass if he wanted to pass because it requires you to speak a certain way. This keeps him back in the special ed classes forever until you learn to speak a certain way. And he wouldn't have it anyway. because he's not going to be superhuman all the time. He's not superhuman like that. Wish upon a star planet. Certain people wish for stuff and I give it to them. Certain people not qualified to wish for stuff and I yeah, X gonna give it to you. I give it to him. I can give it to you, but what you gonna do with it? Yep, whoop-de-whoop. Smart drugs are coming when I allow them to be created. But they're created me through the prism of human beings. Arrogant fucks should go to Yale, Princeton, and Harvard and think the shit don't stink. Try to do in this reality, but I don't allow those Yale, Harvard, Princeton guys to do anything. But Gary's at in his reality. So Yale, Princeton, Harvard, and Dartmouth, and all that other crap never accomplish anything. But smart drugs will be coming. Said they're created through humans, not prism through the humans. And human beings are failed and flawed experiments, just like everything else in this reality. The caveman, the dinosaur. Human beings never do anything right, can't do anything right, because they're programmed to be flawed and have a high failure rate for getting to heaven. They don't know how to get to heaven. Scientists goes Eureka, a 10-point increase. Let's mess with the formula so we can get filthy, stinking rich. You gotta come down with the 1983's Fen madness. Fen madness, but you haven't seen Fen since. Not like that, you haven't. Everybody was losing weight. A national rage, except for one minor thing. Yep, it fucked you in the asshole. So, it's possible to, when this happens, they get a 145 genius, go to Harvard, Princeton, Yale, Dartmouth, on scholarship without ever paying a fee. IQ, but it'd be worth less than tits on a bowl, because someone thought they mapped something in the human genome, and someone thought they made a breakthrough and found something on the body somewhere, some mystery switch that controls something, and they thought they figured something out. Something out all right. Figured out Jehovah Jireh is a vengeful God. Thought they were gonna play freaking high evolutionary, disrespecting my art. I created it. I built all this stuff. You didn't build none of it. Jehovah says a lot of people love the story. Evolutionary has to destroy half his stuff because it's worthless and shit, no matter what the comic books have written. All that cow stuff destroyed, worthless and shit. And if it's worthless and shit, you gotta destroy it. Flawed inherently, good for nothing. Worthless and shit. Greedy fucks, the one we allowed to make this breakthrough and put it to market, Venfen style, are the same fucks who ruined Sega, who put out a Sonic the Hedgehog game before it was done, even though they knew not to do it. We get out Sonic the Hedgehog before Christmas, we'll make $1 trillion. The game didn't make shit because it was flawed. Like the rap song said, I rushed production, I rushed out in the street. Meaning it was shit. And if y'all fans of Rick and Morty has no one to bounce anything off of, so he is the king of shit. The king of shit has no one to bounce anything off of. If you're the smartest guy in the room, no one can follow you. No one to bounce stuff off on. So you're the king of shit. Fin high IQ drug that was a flim to give people with 78 IQs, 130 IQs, but it was flawed because like the groups saying everybody wants to rule the world, and when you want to rule the world, you don't think straight. Bored, you can't see when you make statements, and you don't know how to do math correctly because there's a good chance I put a blog on real math. So all the men's at Harvard and Princeton and Yale times had fake math. And fake math ain't gonna let you do nothing. You already seen you can't get to the moon. That's what you get when I won't give you real math. I just give you fake math. Fake math leaves people masturbating and creating myth-boosting tales about shit you ain't never done. I'm gonna give people in a born-again reality or real math so they can do stuff. You ain't doing nothing but existing by the sweat of your brow. And you're lucky I'm nice to you, because old Gary didn't want to exist by the sweat of his brow. He wanted some technology, so I had to give you all the internet. As you see, there was nothing going on back in the Red Dead Redemption days. Gary wasn't here, he didn't care. But he said, hey, I'm gonna show up and do stuff, create the internet and stuff. So we had to make technology so the old Gary here could have the internet. So we didn't have to live 50-pound bales of hay for 50 years, making no money, getting nowhere, spinning his wheels with his broken transmission. Can't get in the gear, can't go anywhere. So I create the internet so I can watch porn all day long and don't do nothing. And don't lift a finger doing anything beyond my 24th birthday. So I said, one, make it so. My born again Christian sit here, can't do nothing with his broken transmission but spin his wheels and not be allowed to perv out the porn on the internet. That would be something Satan would do. Satan doesn't like anybody. I like people. I like Gary. So I said, perv out the porn on the internet, sun up to sundown, till we reveal to you who you are. So Gary here had the easiest life ever. PlayStation madness, porn on the internet. No worries, no fears, no wonderings, no hopes. But transmission was broke, can't accomplish nothing. Sit there revving. Juneteenth. Guess it's a recognized holiday. Federal holiday. Well, the high IQ drug work. You get a high IQ, but the stability in the tracking modulator and every other stability and tracking modulator is off. They can't get a proper depth perception on anything. Everything about perception is off. Rational thought is unheard of because they start going crazy about spotted dust on a tire, which has nothing to do with anything. They started talking about Bill Clinton's bald spot, which has nothing to do with anything, at the wrong time, in such a way you can't trust these people for nothing. You can't hire them, you can't employ them. They're sitting time bombs of wasting space and time. And if you hire them, they'll destroy your company in less than 6 seconds. They're not good to be giving orders to. They tend to think they're the Captain America of intelligence and they're smarter than you. They won't do anything you say. There's no relation because you never know what the hell they're talking about. They can't track anything. They have no depth perception. So you never know what they're getting out of anything. You can't infer anything, a hope or wish or wonder. You can't speak directly because they don't need to hear anything you got to say. Saying you have no idea what they're talking about because they're probably not talking about that. Trying to speak some Star Trek code or something. Who knows what the hell they're doing? They're not good for working. They're not good for breathing because you know alcoholism gets passed down generation for generation. Mental illness and genetic instability gets passed down generation to generation. Probably got Vaseline on their lens. So who knows what they're seeing. Guesswork, and they're the worst witch doctors ever. Store is closed up. Out of business. I never knew nothing about it. It was open the last time I was here. Closed, it's cleaned out. Guess I haven't been down this way in a while. As you say, flooding the world with fake degrees. Yeah, how you go to school, get some degree from somewhere. Call it a fake degree, a faux degree, or a fraud degree. You know, they ain't doing the job the way it's supposed to be done. Then it's not a real degree. If you got to build your building over there, right there, 2 weeks later have it condemned and blow it up because someone thought they could do whatever they want, then you're gonna have to deal with fake degrees. And you may think you're getting this now, but you're not. You haven't seen it. Fake degrees are artificial. They're not real. Oh, they really went there. They got him. Anybody with the 135 IQ can get him. 130, 25, 20, 15, 108. If there's an inherent flaw so much that all these people are renegades and rogues. Fence down. Project, you gotta find someone else who is a natural, unartificial human being, give it to them to redo it, tripling the cost of everything. Husband and wife material, family material. Their brain is artificial, and that means that it ain't gonna do what you want it to do, what you expect regular people to do when you want it to do it. And you've already seen Twilight Zone out of Lemons. About computer people. Same thing. You already destroyed a Defender 82 game. I almost didn't make it to market because it was flawed. Anything more to say? Probably. But you get the idea.